Hello, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. And if you guys are new here, welcome. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And also hit that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload. And today I'm going to do another recap with a subscriber. Like I said, I try to incorporate you guys as much as possible on my channel just to get your guys' input. And this is just my way to say thank you. And I love you guys so much. And today I'm going to sit down with Tori, one of my subscribers, and we're going to talk about everything from the main challenges, the fashion runways, the lip sync assassins, and who went home and what we think. So yes, you guys, if you want to join me on a recap, definitely comment down below #recap. So I will put your name into a raffle and I pick one each and every week so you can come on my channel and recap with me. And with that being said, the subscriber that I drew from the raffle this week is this subscriber right here, which I cannot wait to recap with you about episode 7. So looking forward to that. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed to my Patreon page, which I'm going to say a huge thank you to my new subscribers, which I'm going to list right here. If you guys haven't subscribed there, definitely do, because you're only getting half of the story. So enough of me talking, you guys. Let's dive into this recap with Tori. First and foremost, thank you so much, Tori, for coming onto my channel to do the recap with me. I totally appreciate it, babe.
Yeah, I am excited. Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, and I want to say, how gorgeous are you? Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a round of applause for Tori? So,
Thank
yep,
you.
let's just dive into the episode. Let's get straight into it. And we're going to talk about the first thing, which is when they came back into the workroom and they were diving into the lipsticks on who voted who out. What did you think?
So that was one of my favorite parts. That was some of the shadiest, I think, some of the shadiest material we got all episode. One thing that really stood out to me is usually the girls are kind of hesitant to say who they voted for, especially if the girl that they voted for stayed. This week, there was none of that. The girls were very, I don't know if the word's excited, but they just did not hesitate at all to tell Jan, I voted for you and this is why.
That's exact. It was very much, girl, this is what it is. And your track record wasn't as, good, and we didn't expect you to stay. And honestly, it was split down the middle. It was really split down the middle. And she actually would have went home if Ginger didn't win. They would have voted her out, right? Or no? Because it
Yeah.
was,
Well, I mean, it was half and half. And that was the thing they said. Well, what would have happened
yeah.
if it split down the middle? How did they choose?
How
And
would,
so I think, I don't know. They kind of mentioned like have the girls lip sync for their life. And they were just kind of going on and on, like, yes, that would be sickening. And Jan is just sitting there like, oh, not sickening if I would have.
Jan was over it.
I'm just like sitting here gagged, and y'all talk about how sickening that would have been. But that, I mean, that would be the way I would do it.
Okay, I was gonna ask you. So yeah, so that's how you would have wanted it to go if it
Yeah,
was a tiebreaker. Got you.
I think that would have been sickening.
Yeah, I totally agree. So now off to the main challenge where they're going to recreate American Horror Story and their characters. What did you first? Let's break it down to each and every contestant. We're going to
Okay.
first start off with Ginger Minge. What did you think about her performance?
Ginger, I mean, Ginger is Ginger. She's an actress. This is what she does. I didn't really expect anything less from Ginger. But also because she's an actress, you kind of do have high expectations. So I don't think she blew me away, but she did good. She did what she was supposed to do.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I think she definitely hit our expectations for sure. I
Yeah.
enjoyed her though. I enjoyed her. So next queen I want to talk about is Miss Trinity.
Trinity, I don't know. She didn't really stand out to me this week. She did okay. They didn't really have a whole lot back for her. I think she had, I'm not going to say a flat performance, but it just didn't stand out to me this week. But it was good. She did what she needed to do to get by,
Yeah, I think she definitely strayed the safe line. Like it was
for
enough.
sure.
Even though she was paired, I think she had a hard job too because she was paired with Raja as well. And it's hard to really, when you're in pairs compared to just being a
Right.
single
By
individual.
yourself.
I think she kept it safe. So next queen is Miss Pandora's Box.
Pandora faded into the background this week, but they always do Pandora like that. I think she's hilarious. I think when she was on screen, she held my attention, but she had 2.5 lines. So, I mean, but that's, going with how they've been treating her all season. So,
Yeah, for me, to be honest with you, I absolutely loved freaking Pandora. I think that she did have probably not a lot of lines, but she had the iconic lines in the
yes.
show compared, they kind of remixed it, but I think she had the best lines and I think she executed her part perfectly. She looked like her character. It was just amazing. When she said Balenciaga I was just, it was done with me. And then, no more wire hangers. It was just really iconic moments for that
Yeah,
situation.
I agree.
I think they're, like you said, I think they're sleeping on her. I don't know why they're giving her just the, safe treatments, but I mean, I've been enjoying her. So next queen is Miss Akira.
I feel like the edit for Akira this week was I don't know if it was dramatic, but they made it seem like she was doing much worse than she was. Like, I didn't think she was doing bad. I thought, yes, she was monotone, but I think that when they gave her the feedback, she did what she could do to correct it. And at the end, they were like, okay, that was good. That was, one of your best takes. We got it. Let's move on. But for whatever reason, the edit just made it seem like she did such a bad job. And I just didn't get that from her.
Yeah, as far as for me goes, I think that she definitely took her constructive criticism and applied it as best as she could in the main challenge when she was doing it, because you
Right.
can tell like she was wanting to do it. Like Ginger Minj said, she had all of everything and she was applying it into the mix, but the outcome of it just wasn't to the par of the other girls acting. You see what I'm saying? So it was just kind of like,
Okay.
it wasn't that she did bad, because I think all the girls so far have been doing good for the past 2 episodes. They've been kind of like really doing good. So I think we're all just nitpicking at this point. I think she was on the bottom of the totem pole with the acting portion, not the fashion.
I agree.
Not the fashion.
Never the fashion.
Never the fashions, right? We're gonna get to that, but trust me, the acting, it was just the bottom of the totem pole for me, but it wasn't bad. So
can I just say, I think that they set up this episode, and you know how production, the edit, you can kind of see who they want to be, where they're setting your expectations like, okay, this is going to be a make or break moment week for Akira. And I think they definitely gave her that edit this week. And because I think it was her time to go home, I think they had to make her edit seem like she did worse in the acting challenge than she did. In my opinion, they just made it so much like she just did a terrible job. And I just didn't get that,
Yeah. Total. Yeah, I can see that. And, obviously, edits can do a whole situation. So next queen we're going to talk about is Miss Kylie Sonique Love. What did you think about her performance?
Kylie's performance in the rehearsal, I think she was another one where the edit was kind of suspicious to me, because she ended up, we'll get to that, but they had to, have her do it several times. Michelle Visage had to get up out of her seat and give an example and show, what we need to, what we want to see, how it should be done. And so I think that maybe wasn't taken into account as much as it should have been. The end result was great. She had the energy that they were looking for, drew it out of her, but she was also another one of the girls where the edit kind of set it up like, okay, watch her this week. This is either going to be a make it, break it for her this week as well.
Yeah, I agree with you with that situation, because even watching it on my reaction and review, I was like, oh, Michelle had to step in to actually show you how to do this. And usually when that happens, you're on the bottom, so
Right.
it was very shocking to me that she won it. But I'm glad that she did. I'm glad that she did win it, because she's one of my favorites. And B, it's just I think she knocked it out of the ballpark with how she was acting. Because if you know the character and who she was doing, Miss Jessica Lange, like, that's her. That's what she gave. So it was different. It was weird to me, because I thought she did good. So when they were saying that, amp it up or do more, or do this and this, and then I'm like, okay, but that's not Jessica. So I'm just kind of confused. But overall, I think she did good. And it was shocking to me that she won. I would have preferred, even though she's my favorite, I got to keep it real, I would have preferred somebody else to win. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it real. You got to keep it real. Even though we have favorites, you got to keep it real on this channel. So, but
Okay.
yes, I mean, you know, shout outs to Kylie. So next contestant is Miss Eureka.
Yes. I mean, Eureka was another one where I was surprised that she maybe didn't get called out at the critiques portion as much as maybe I thought she was going to be. I feel like she was another one, kind of like Kylie, where they had to have her do it over and over and over again. And then towards the end, Ross was just kind of like, all right, I guess that's, you know, the best we're going to get. Let's just go ahead and move on. And I feel like that should have been more of a conversation when it came to critique time.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that, you know, when they were expecting more and kept on telling her to do more or tone it down,
Mhm.
or tone it down and not be so extra with a one particular line that she had, it still was the same thing over and over again. So it was like, okay, you know, but when it all was remixed with everybody else, it kind of flowed. So
It was
I
fine.
mean,
It reminded me of her character from when she was in the group with Sonique, and she was like the demon in the bed. It seemed
oh
like that
yes,
same
tone.
exact energy,
Yeah, it's
same exact.
the same energy and same tone for sure. She's really out there. So
Mhm.
next contestant is Miss Raja. What did you think?
Raja, I love the voice. When
Mhm.
I heard it like in rehearsal, I felt like that was so like appropriate. And so when they were on set and they were like, no, this voice isn't working, I was just like, what? I was like, Raja, I was like, what's the problem? Now, to be fair, I've never seen one episode of American Horror Story. So I don't know how the characters are supposed to be. So when I watched the final edit, I was like, maybe this voice is a little too goofy for the overall tone of the show or the, you know, the
Mhm.
little skit that they're doing. But I didn't have, you know, as much of a problem with it as they did. I definitely didn't have enough of a problem for her to be in the bottom. I'll say that.
Mhm. Yeah. As far as for me, and I think Raja's voice, it didn't annoy me, or I did. It's not like I didn't like it. I didn't mind it because I see where she was going. Because in the show, you had two people that were, you know, connected at the body, but it was two different personalities. One was very, you know, strong, you know, and the other one was very submissive, and it was goofy, or didn't, you know, didn't have, really have a mind of her own, and she came into her mind. But I I liked it, but then I just feel like another thing, we're at the point where the girls are doing really good. This, you know, so far you're nitpicking at this point. So it's just
Yeah.
kind of like I can see why she was placed where she was placed. But yeah, I overall I think she did a really good job. So next queen we're gonna talk about is Miss Jan.
Jan, I remember when they were picking the roles and they were like, oh, this character is going to be perfect for Jan. And she was like, no, I don't know. I'm not sure. And I'm like, well, okay, maybe she's trying to not be typecast, you know, maybe step out of her comfort zone. But on the other hand, I'm like, Jan, do go for what you know, girl. And
Right.
she did. For what she knew the assignment, met the assignment, and she did what we expected Jan to do, so it was good. I thought, honestly, I thought this was her week. I thought she was going to get a win again, and I was gagged. I was gagged because the critiques she got were just, well, okay, again, we'll get there, but yeah, this Jan had a great week.
Yeah, piggybacking off of you, Jan had a phenomenal week. I think she nailed it this week. I think that her being saved, she had to prove herself, and she definitely did, that she can stay in this competition. All of her critiques of toning it down, she said, girl, I'm not going to pay attention to that. I'm going to tone it the way up, the way I need to do, because what she did in this character was exactly how she needed to be. And I think she nailed her character hands
I
down for
agree.
sure. So I think she really did a good job, and it could have been between either her or Pandora Box. So those two,
Okay.
to me,
Okay.
as far as the characters, were amazing. Those are all the queens
Okay.
that we talked about. So for the main
Okay.
challenge, then we're going to get into their fashion runways. Now, let's
Okay.
go. Let's talk about Miss Ginger Minge and her fashion runway.
Ginger Minge, this was one of my favorite looks from Ginger this season. I think between the frills look and this one are my favorite two from her this season. The hair was very on brand for Ginger, that kind of like throwback housewife style. Makeup looked great. Looked great. I'm not a makeup girl though, so like anybody who can put makeup on is my hero. So I'm
Yeah.
probably next one to critique makeup, but I thought she looked great. Outfit, the details were great. I think that's just the theme. Great. I loved her look this week.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna piggyback off of you. I think she really did good. I think she looks great. I think her hair was great. I think the ensemble and the
The
doll.
doll.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
doll that she had was a great thing. She has a concept for her look, so I
Mhm.
appreciate that. So I think, she nailed it. Next queen we're gonna talk about is Miss Trinity.
Okay. So for Trinity's look, she looks fabulous, stunning, all that. I'm not super excited by her look only because I feel like we've seen something similar to this from her redemption runway. It was that same kind of like heavy black train
Mm.
detail, sparkly. So I wasn't like super excited to see this look from her, but she's always stunning. There's never really a moment where I'm not living for her fashions.
You know what? That's good. See this. These are the reasons why I like to bring people on or hear people's different perspective, because you just pointed something out to me I didn't realize until you just said it, where it's something that we've seen before, and this is typical of what she has done. So I like that you said that. Now, with you saying that, I can see what you're saying, but I did like it. I love the hat. I mean,
Mhm.
it's Trinity. Trinity's gonna really knock it out when it comes to the
Every
fashion.
time.
You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
it's really
question.
perfection. I think she's just at a level where she's staying the perfect route, and we kind of want to see that elevated to the next
Elevated.
level. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
next queen we're going to talk about is Miss Pandora Box.
I love this look from her. I loved it. Again, I'm not a makeup girl, but I think everything was so on brand, like the very pale face with that nice bright red hair. The garment looks great. I really like this veil. I'm sorry, I'm looking down at my phone
And that's okay.
at the reference you gave me. But I really like this veil for some reason. They always try to say Pandora is matronly, and I feel like I'm not gonna say played into that, but it just really worked for her this week.
Everything you just said, I totally agree. From the veil to the headpiece to the hair to the makeup to the dress to everything. And like you said, it worked for her for giving that matronly vibe. And I'm totally here for it.
Mhm.
Next queen we're gonna talk about is Miss um Akiria.
Fashion, again, she's one of those girls we're never going to be like, oh, I'm not really feeling this look. Akira's going to bring it to the runway. The headpiece, I feel like we've seen, this type of just from her before. So even though, it looks great, I would have liked to see her push the envelope even beyond. Like you said, we're at the point now where everybody's so great. We're kind of just looking for that extra. So like, even though this probably I'll say overdid some of the other girls' looks, this is kind of like, okay, yeah, that's an Akira look. So I always just want more from them, always.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this about Akiria.
Okay.
Always gonna bring the fashions, always gonna be top notch. She's gonna be the fashion girl of the season, right? People are gonna
Mhm.
always look forward to what she's going to do when she walks around that corner. With that being said, I would have liked to be more demonic, I guess. I would have liked the cross to be upside down. At this point, we're just going to nitpick with situations. I
Right.
would have loved the cross to be upside down. And also, I do want to add in when to the goth community, I would just say that from what I'm noticing, that people that are part of the goth community, they're saying that what the queens are bringing aren't really goth. It's
Mm.
inspired, right? So I can see
Okay.
thing. I'm like, and I just wanted to shout that out as well, just for the viewers to say, like, this is probably not goth, but it is a glamorized version of what goth is. And I would think that
Right.
they're paying homage to the community. So, overall, I think Aquaria looks great. I mean, nothing bad. You can't say anything bad about Aquaria and her fashions.
Never.
So, next queen we're going to talk about is Miss Kylie Sonique Love.
Kylie was gonna be naked. That's what she was gonna do. Kylie knows if she comes down that runway with this much clothes on, we're gonna live for it. And we did. I like that she contrasted it with like a big hair. She gave us big afro. She gave us the little buns here that kind of played on like devil horns, I guess.
Mhm.
We had a nice chunky, overstated shoe. So I think she kind of balanced out her nakedness. And to be fair, she has had clothes on like the past week or two. She was clothed for the frill thing.
Mhm.
She was clothed when she had to be Steven Tyler. So
Yes.
it was time for her to do what she does, and I lived.
Yeah. I think honestly, I think that this look was a knockout on stage, right? It's a knockout on stage, and she gave you a show and she was in character. You said the
Ooh.
reference to the horns of the hair, the makeup, the body is literally perfection. I wish I had my body like that, but shout outs to Miss Kylie. It really was amazing. It's nothing, because let's be honest, we could probably find this. Well, I can find this on Hollywood Boulevard somewhere, right? And
Okay. Okay.
it's not like a piece where it's like you have to get customized and it's totally expensive. But she's
Right.
working with what she got, and what she got is I want to buy. So you know what I'm
Bomb.
saying? Like
Okay.
so I loved it.
Yeah.
Next queen we're gonna talk about is Miss Eureka.
I always live for Eureka. That waist, one thing about Eureka, that waist is going to be snatched and cinched. She knows her proportions. And so she did great for me this week. She said she was the Marge Simpson and Bride of Frankenstein mix. And I thought that was just perfect. Her makeup, again, was that pale white. It looked really good with that deep red hair. And I'm not going to say it was simple, but it was a simple concept that was elevated really well with like the leather bodysuit and then the mesh and the different see-through pieces. I think overall it came through really well. It wouldn't have been, if I was a judge, it wouldn't have been in the top, but it definitely wouldn't have been in the bottom.
Right. I co-sign everything you just said. She knows her proportions, hair, makeup, body, fit, dress, everything was great. Safe. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a good look. It was a safe look,
Yeah.
So next queen, let's talk about is Miss Raja.
Raj is my girl. Raj is my girl. I just feel like I could find this at the mall. That's all.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
nice young lady. Love her. I just what love her beautiful gowns, but this it wasn't anything special to me. The makeup was go to Ulta and they do that little $50 beat. The hair, it was a beautiful. The hair was laid. It was silky. It was pressed.
It was in. It was melted. It was doing it.
Gave me pure biological woman with the hair and the makeup.
It was
biological woman.
yes.
But the runway just wasn't anything to write home about to me as far as the garments.
I co-signed everything you said. When I was watching it for my reaction and review, it was literally like I liked it. It's just I feel like it was like if you're at an event and you want to put something on, it wasn't a main stage look for me.
Agreed.
Next and last queen let's talk about is Miss Jan.
Jan, let me blow this up so I can see it again. I think Jan looks great. Again, I really expected Jan to take it home this week between the acting challenge and this runway. I love the hair. I don't think this is a silhouette we see from Jan often. We don't really see her doing dark colors often. She usually sticks to her pastels, her purples. So I love this. Her waist was snatched and skinty. That was in my note. I think most of my notes is yes, skinty. Like Jan looked good this week. Makeup, again, I'm not a makeup girl, so I can't critique it. I think it looks great. So I don't really have like a critique one way or the other about the makeup. But overall, I love this for Jan.
Yeah, totally loved it for Jen as well. I think she looked phenomenal. She was definitely a top for me. Like she just looked great from top to bottom.
I agree.
So now that the main challenge happened, now the fashions happened, Rue decides to pick a winner for the episode, and she decided to go with Miss Kylie Love. Your thoughts on that?
Kylie, we love Kylie.
Mhm.
I love Kylie in this
Mhm.
household.
Mhm.
I didn't think she was the winner this week. Again, that might be because of my lack of knowledge about American Horror Story. The way that you kind of described it is she did, she was really on character. So maybe if I was more familiar with the show, I could be more excited about this win for her. But I just knew that after watching the critiques on the runway, I just knew Jan was getting a win this week. And it caught me completely out of left field when Kylie won.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Uh, in this household, we love Miss Kylie, but I swear I thought it was going to go either for me, Jan or Miss Pandora, because I just knew that they also stuck to their categories as well as Sonique did. But I just thought from the critiques that they were getting, it looked like they were favoring Miss Jan. You know what I'm saying? They were just.
Yes, ma'am.
So I
Yeah,
was just
I
like,
thought
okay.
so.
So now that we are going to go into the lip sync assassin who is going to come in, it ended up being Miss Manila Lazan. What did you think when you first seen her come up?
I was worried for her.
Yes,
I
yes.
know what I know what Kylie can do. So I was concerned. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, let's just go ahead. And
Yeah.
then when they started playing this song, I was like, oh,
Oh.
okay.
Not,
They
oh.
no, they did Manila filthy. They did her filthy this week,
Yeah.
especially playing a Christina Aguilera song. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it was from the gate. We knew what was about to happen. Kylie was about to. Honestly, I didn't even notice that she was Manila was on the stage. It was that to the point. It was like, oh, okay, well, she should have just done what Miss Bianca Del Rio did, is just said, "Girl, thank you, bye." Like it was.
I bid you adieu. Yeah,
Thank you. It was very much that.
filthy.
So
Nice again, nice lady though. I'm glad to see
great,
her.
great
Happy to see
gowns,
her.
great gowns.
Oh,
So now that the lip sync happened, Rue decides to pick Kylie the winner. Again, she won $10,000. And of course, the winner has to pick the person that she chose to go home. And Kylie decides to pick Miss Akaria. What did you think?
I wasn't surprised. I was disappointed, but not surprised. I knew Roger wasn't going home. This was Akira's third week in the bottom. I don't even know like what I would be able to say to the girls like in the back room while they're deliberating. Like, oh, like what do you even say after it's your third time in the bottom there? So I wasn't surprised. I just kind of you've seen the handwriting in the wall, especially with how they edited her throughout the challenge this week, and also when they were doing the deliberating, how they really played up. This was Roger and Akira meeting in the bottom again, and
Mm.
last time Akira sent Raja home. So it's like, oh, this week Raja's gonna send Akira. Like it was just kind of expected. So I wasn't surprised, but sad to see Akira go.
Totally agree with you. You said the writings on the wall. It was sad to see her go because she was one of the top favorites of the season. I
Mm-hmm.
think people wanted to see her really take it and go at least to the end. And obviously always looking forward to her fashions. And it was what it was. It was her time. It was her time. And even I believe Akira knew it was her time. The way she when her name was called, she just knew. She nodded her head like, I
Yeah.
get it. Like I get it, sis. Like I get it. But yes. So now that the episode is done, who do you think is gonna go home next week?
Okay, let me see who's still here. And maybe because I'm biased, I've been ready for Jen to go home. Jen has really, really been wearing me super thin. And I just feel like it's her time. It's been her time. If it was ever her time, it was this past week. But no, excuse me, not even this past week. She should have went home and Scarlett should have stayed, but that's a different conversation. But yeah, I think Jan is the next to go.
Yeah, I co-sign. She should have left when Scarlett went. Instead, I would have switched off for sure. Yeah, I probably would agree with you. I think it's Jan's time to go, even though she really did good this episode. I just think that it's the it's just Jan she just thinks that she can't do no wrong, and it's just, you know, she's just, I don't know, I just think we've seen the best that Jan can do, and it is what it is, you know.
It is what it is. Like, go home, marinate for another couple of years. You just got done season 12. Relax. Come
Yeah,
back maybe starts 10 or 11.
right. It's very much 10 or 11. You're right. I just caught that. That is so shady. Oh,
Okay.
10 or 11 of AllStars. All right. So, but yes, thank you so much for coming on
Thank you
my
for
channel
having me.
and
I
doing the
love it.
recap. I totally appreciate it, babe. And you guys, I'm going to list all of her social medias down in the description box below. So make sure you guys go check her out, follow her, like her. And yes, again, thank you so much, babe.
Thanks again for having me, Valerie. I really appreciate it. I had a good time.
Yes, totally. Mwah. Love ya.
Mwah.
Bye. Okay, you guys, so that is the end of the recap with the subscriber with Tori talking about All-Star 6, episode 6. What can I say? The reasons why I love bringing you guys onto my channel, because sometimes I get a different perspective and I get different ways of looking at certain things and forgetting things that happened previous episodes and saying, oh yeah, you are so right. So Tori, shout outs to you for being so phenomenal and just actually being informative. As you can tell, she was writing and taking notes down, which was so awesome to see. You're really, you know, you guys are definitely in tune with what's going on in the episodes. And also, shout outs, how gorgeous is she? All that melanin is popping, baby. I'm loving all of that. So you guys, if you guys want to come onto my channel, make sure you guys comment hashtag recap so I know that you guys want to come on, and I will put you into the raffle, and I pick a person from that raffle to recap the recent episode of RuPaul's Drag Race or whatever show I'm reviewing at the time. And you guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload. And you guys, if you want to see my full reactions to the episodes and the full episode itself, you can definitely check out my Patreon page, which I'm going to link in the description box below. So make sure you guys go check that out as well. And my Patreon page is also going to have some exclusive content on there. So if you guys want to support me and my channel and get great content that you don't see anywhere else, definitely check my Patreon page. So like always, you guys, life is your vision. It is whatever you make it, as long as you make it freaking fabulous. Into the next one, you guys. Bye.